Hello Virgo, welcome to Astrology TV. Here's your weekly horoscope for January 17 to 23. Well, Virgo, there's a lot going on, and there has been for a couple of weeks, hasn't there? We've certainly seen enough of bad news on media. But this week, we do have the Sun in Capricorn, which is normally very positive for you, and I probably mentioned last week that it was, even though it was conjunct Pluto. It does help Virgo to establish some new routines, new foundations, we'll say, and that should have already occurred. This week, with the Sun moving into Aquarius, and there's already a few other planets in Aquarius, unfortunately for you, Virgo, it's all about work this week. First of all, let's finish with the Capricorn planets. Venus in Capricorn is actually in your house of fun, and with Venus in the fifth house of fun and love and sex, it is very likely that you are eager to be having some fun like the rest of us. We're so tired of trouble. But at least you have the opportunity to have fun this week, Virgo. When you're not working anyhow, you may also find that your activities involving children or grandchildren are stepped up this week for some reason, perhaps homeschooling, and you're getting tagged to help perhaps. With the Mars conjunction of Uranus in Taurus this week. Now, in general, that's a pretty explosive package. And in the sign of Taurus, neither Mars or Uranus necessarily is that fantastic in Taurus, because the sign of Taurus is very old-fashioned, very down-to-earth, very kind of slow and plodding. And those two planets are the exact opposite. So it creates a conflict of energy, we'll say. Now, for you, fortunately, the Mars-Uranus actually positively aspects Virgo because it forms what we call a trine. Now, it could be that unexpected events, unexpected changes, even troubles that may come up this week, unfortunately will be terrible for some people, but for Virgo, it may be an indication of something that actually gives you a bit of a break in some way. I don't know what it is. If you've been overworked, it could be that, well, now you can't go to work because you're on shutdown, so at least your workload lessens somewhat. Or if you're returning to work, or you've had to just do work at home to catch up, it could be that you're overloaded this week with work. Not exactly sure how it will turn out for each and every Virgo, but in general, do expect that your workload will be a bit heavy this week. Now, the Mars, as well as conjuncting Uranus, is squaring Jupiter in Aquarius all week, and that blows everything out of proportion. So for you, again, that is affecting you in the area of work, but also perhaps in travel. If you're on shutdown or any kind of restrictions, you probably have had to cancel travel plans or just stay a little closer to home or work at home in general even. Basically, this type of a square, Virgo doesn't need it. You already tend to get yourself involved in a lot of things and you like to keep busy. So this Mars-Jupiter square is keeping you even busier than normal. With the Mars-Saturn square cooling off by Tuesday, the rest of the week Mars is conjunct Uranus, and you may be exposed to a lot more technology, computerization, software, apps, the internet this week, Virgo. Lastly, we've got Pluto in Capricorn as well. You should have, as I mentioned, perhaps laid some new foundations or routines last week, but as it continues along this week, well, Pluto is squaring the moon Sunday night for a bit, so there could be, a little bit of stress on Sunday night. But once Pluto begins trining, the Pluto in Capricorn trines the Taurus moon on Friday night, that may form a grand trine with Virgo, so by the weekend of this week, you should be having a much better time of things. Expect maybe a little bit of trouble early in the week, Monday to Wednesday perhaps, but by the end of the week, things should be a lot better for you. I hope that it is, Virgo.